Good morning, Kuwait. Good morning, dear viewers. Good morning and welcome to a new episode of Good Morning Kuwait. And, to all our followers, viewers, residents, citizens of this beloved state of Kuwait, this is a live coverage of a new episode of Good Morning Kuwait from Salmiya Studio from KTV2, the Ministry of Information of Kuwait. And good morning, Fatima.
Good morning, Farid, and good morning, dear viewers. With this beautiful morning, a new episode of Good Morning Kuwait, full of interesting and various segments.
Definitely, we have plenty of segments, Fatima, and it's one of them like the great figure skating champion Mavawi, I guess.
Yes, indeed. And we have also our esteemed guest and documentarian who will be with us here. And also we have a lot of reports, Farid, and we are very looking forward to knowing about the weather for this weekend, of course.
Oh yeah, definitely. We have our meteorologist, Yasser Blushi, and plenty to come. Please stay tuned, and we'll be back after this break.
Welcome back, dear viewers, and with this new episode of Good Morning Kuwait. So, Farid, what do you think the weather would be like this weekend?
Oh, definitely. It's don't go midday, outside, because you'll be toasted. So definitely the weather, it's heated, it's hot, but believe it or not, at night it's bearable to do some activities like, jogging, walking, I mean, at night, like let's say after the sunset. But I mean, definitely daytime, it's not
Yes, I agree.
at all,
Yes.
because you don't want to be, having a stroke of,
Heat stroke, yes.
Heat stroke, or, I mean, there's plenty of things, but I mean, definitely try to be indoor in the daytime.
Yes, it's true. And by the way, we had a lovely walk yesterday. It was at 8 p.m. And yes, as you mentioned, it was beautiful weather.
Yeah, at night it's bearable. You could, I've seen on the sidewalks in each area in Kuwait. In Kuwait we have, every, let's say, suburban area or a city has its sidewalk for pedestrians, for people who wants to walk. These, are really filled, with people at night, and you should see them. Everybody wearing their sweatshirt or,
Yes,
training suits, and, walking, jogging, doing some athletic moves. I mean, the sport, but it's at night.
Yes, of
and
course.
you have to drink a lot of water.
Yes, it's true. And do you think we are ready now for our weather segment?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's go, after this break with our meteorologist, Yasser Blushi, and what's new with our weather. We are back, dear viewers. Definitely, it's our meteorologist Yasser Bloushi and with the forecast segment. Good morning, Yasser. And we were chatting, me and Fatma, earlier about doing if you have to do something in the daytime or nighttime.
Yeah, exactly. Well, good morning to you, dear Fareed. Good morning, Fatma, and good morning, everyone. Outside activities, it's hard to do it nowadays, especially with the increase in the temperatures and also intense solar radiation we have usually at this time of the year. But the good thing is, in the early morning, late nights, we recorded between 30 to 31 degrees, especially over the desert areas. 36 degrees also recorded over Kuwait City and Kuwait International Airport. But, for outdoor activities in the middle of the day, it's highly not recommended.
Really not
also, yes. And also, dear viewers, for more information, also a weather warning also issued early morning today from the Department of the Meteorology due to the fresh north and northwesterly wind that may exceed 60 kilometers per hour. Chances for some low visibility by noon, dear Fareed, especially over the open and desert areas. Low visibility expected. Also, drifting sand over the desert road. More information, dear viewers, about the current weather over Kuwait City and the next 24 hours. North and northwesterly wind expect to be freshening at times by day. Wind speed in general ranging between 20 to 55 kilometers per hour. Gusty wind at times expected to exceed 60 kilometers per hour, especially over the desert areas. Also, still chance for some dusty weather there. Low visibility over the open and desert areas. The residential areas also will be affected relatively with this dust. As we can see, 49 degrees expected as a maximum temperature over Kuwait International Airport. Will range between 47 to 48 over Kuwait City. 36 degrees recorded as a minimum temperature, and 30 to 31 degrees over the desert areas. Highly recommend to postpone sea activities also. But for today or for the next 24 hours, height of the wave will range between 2 to 6 feet at times for the marine activities. So highly to recommend also postpone sea activities in the next 24 hours. 3 to 6 feet by day and 2 to 6 feet at times in the evening. Northwesterly wind, as we can see, freshening at times with a speed of 20 to 55 kilometers per hour, and we have downdraft for the sea current. The 4 days weather update over the country. Chances also for some carrier dust we are expecting for tomorrow over some areas. Northwesterly wind will continue with us, will be slight to moderate wind, 10 to 30 and 35 kilometers per hour for Wednesday, but still chance for some suspended dust we are expecting on Wednesday. And after that, as we can see, kind of a drop in the temperature, maximum temperature ranging between 43 to 46 degrees. That's because of the shifting of the wind from a northwesterly wind to north or south and southeasterly wind. So we are expecting also some relatively humid weather, especially for the weekend, and minimum temperature ranging between 33 to 29 degrees. That's it for our weather update. Let's go back to Fareed and Fatma.
Yasser, definitely it's alarm, you said they issued it, and the dust is coming. Is that what we have to, the main message today?
Yes. A weather warning has been issued early morning today due to the north and northwesterly wind that will be freshening at times.
And tomorrow, I guess, also.
Tomorrow we will have some carrier dust from the northern part of our region. There's some dust going to be over the western or in the middle of Iraq and southern of Iraq, so that carrier dust will affect also the country on Wednesday.
And Fatma, it was obvious, the advice our meteorologist Yasser said for the marine activity or marine interest.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Everyone should be careful when they go outside, and if you have a boat and if you like the marine activities.
Try to stop, any cruising, nowadays, because it's really dusty. And any last message for travelers or?
For the travelers,
Yeah,
yeah,
They say Europe has a wave of heat. Is that true?
exactly. Yeah, that's exactly. Also, they have that increase in the relative humidity. Also, dear Farid, it is related. The
Yeah.
temperature with the relative humidity will increase the feels-like temperature. So, some people will be exhausted in these conditions. High relative humidity, for sure, will make the feels-like temperature higher than the recorded one. Yes,
I see.
yes.
Thank you very much, Yasser, and it was really worth it, segment, because honestly, every day, we look forward for the next day. Thank
That's
you,
true.
Yasser Brushi,
Thank
our
you very much.
astrologist.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Dear viewers, I guess we'll go on and move on for another break, and after that, we'll be back. We are back, dear viewers, and next with Kona segment and Kona News with Fatma Al-Awadi.
Thank you, Farid. Now, dear viewers, with our headlines. As-Sabah Hospital, the first grand hospital executed by the Ministry of Health, celebrates on Monday 60 years since its establishment in 1962. Kuwait Emir at the time, Sheikh Abdullah Salim Al-Sabah, inaugurated Al-Sabah Hospital, located 10 kilometers from Kuwait City, to be a symbol of the modern urban renaissance and a distinctive mark in the march of medical services witnessed over the years. Secretary General of the Cooperation Council for the Arab States of the Gulf, Dr. Naif Al-Hajraf, stressed Monday that the GCC countries are always keen to rescue and help refugees according to humanitarian principles sanctioned by the relevant international conventions and treaties. The Health Ministry in Lebanon announced on Monday the country's first confirmed monkeypox case of person coming from abroad. U.S. Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen said Sunday that she does not think that recession is at all inevitable and that inflation is really unacceptably high. She says, "I expect the economy to slow. It's been growing at a very rapid rate," Yellen told ABC Network. Heathrow Airport authorities announced on Monday that it has requested all airlines to decrease flights by 10% as passengers' luggage pile up due to technical error. These were our headlines. Thank you.
Madawi Al-Hamdan joined figure skating about a year ago. I used to do rhythmic gymnastic and ballet. 16 years old. Currently freestyle 3, testing freestyle 4 soon. Attended 2 competitions, one in Kuwait and one in Dubai. And attended a camp in Bursa, Turkey. She practiced in Kuwait Winter Games Club. Our second guest is Madawi coach, Philippines national champion. Silver and bronze in senior ladies division. 14-time gold medalist in the United States of America. 100+ golden medalist in Asian championships. Overall, team champion in Skates Emirates 2018 and 2020. Board of Directors Award winner in St. Louis, Missouri, USA in 2019.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Ice dance, like pair skating, has its roots in the combined skating, developed in the 19th century by skating clubs and organizations, and in recreational social skating. But what are its skills? What does it stand for? Today, we will interview a national team blossom figure skating.
Definitely our second guest is Coach Anne-Leen Jersum, who represented Norway in 2014, Sochi, Russia, and in 2018, Pyeongchang, Korea, Winter Olympics. Let's welcome Leah Faith Philippi, figure skating coach, national team Kuwait, and Madawi Al-Hamdan, Kuwait national team figure skater and figure skating. Good morning, Leah, Coach Leah, and good morning, Madawi, and good morning, Kuwait.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Leah, and good morning, Madawi. How are you today?
We are good, thank you.
Good.
Anyway, let's start, with our coach. What is figure skating, and what is the difference between it and ice skating? Because there are two things, right?
Yes.
Ice skating and figure skating.
Anyone who puts on an ice skating shoes and steps on the ice is ice skating.
Okay.
However, figure skating is a sport. It can be singles or pairs, and where skaters perform figure skating maneuvers such as spins, jumps, lifts, and footworks, mostly done in competition with
Olympics,
music
for example.
and choreography. Yes.
So this is like the dancing skating,
Yes.
when they compete like either single or double. That's
amazing. So, Madawi, tell us, how many competitions have you participated in, and what was the most fun?
I participated in 2 competitions, one in Kuwait and one in Dubai. The one I had most fun in was the one in Kuwait because I had all of my teammates, all of the skaters, and all of the parents, and all of the coaches.
That's amazing. Good support. Yes,
which means more experience. She's gaining experience by this age, Madawi. Coach Leah, tell us, what makes a figure skating coach is a good one? I mean, what makes, this coach better than the other one?
Figure skating is very technical. A good coach should have the knowledge gained by years of experience. Most good coaches were figure skaters themselves. They have to be certified, tested, and they need to continue learning by attending different affiliations such as the
Like
ISU.
Training courses, like?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it doesn't stop. Like, you have to continue attending yearly.
Update yourself.
Yes,
And that'll be great. Okay.
And each year, different rules is applied in different affiliations. Like what I said, in ISI, which is the Ice Skating Institute, and the ISU, which is the Ice Skating Union. It is actually the.
So this is one of your trainings with Madawi, yeah?
This is Madawi, yes.
Competition.
Mashallah,
This is a competition, actually.
Yeah, that's a competition.
Yes.
That's amazing spin. Yeah, that's what we see in the Olympics usually. That's really beautiful spin.
It is beautiful, yes. Madawi, I think, Farid, as you know, we can hear the music and we can look at the costumes. Madawi, tell us, do you choose the costumes and the music, or do they choose it for you, or how does it go?
We usually choose our own music and our own costume, but sometimes we actually need help. So we ask the coaches because they know better, and sometimes they pick the music for us and they pick the costume because we just sometimes don't know.
Okay.
But usually we get to choose our own.
Okay.
Is it like local would be, or like Western music, or
It
national?
depends. It depends on your personality, on what you like to skate on, how you would like to express your personality and yourself.
Interesting. Beautiful.
And what would you prefer, Coach? For that?
In different competitions, we have category. So let's say the event is dramatic, so I would choose a skater, dramatic music based on the personality of the skater.
So it's not like always, fun music, or
There are different
techno,
types.
for example. It's,
Yeah. They could use
I mean,
any.
it takes drama sometimes.
They could use any music.
Any music,
From-
like Beethoven
Yes,
pieces and stuff.
classical, pop,
Bach.
anything.
Okay.
Just have to fit with the skater's personality and the event.
So how about Malawi knows about Beethoven? And
Yeah.
so tell us, what are some of the difficult moves that you try to teach your skaters on?
At my current skaters, some of them stops at the level freestyle 5 because
Sorry, they stop at what?
some of them stops at freestyle 5 because of this jump called the axel. So it is the beginning of the hardest jump in ice skating.
So it's like, they are moving, and then all of a sudden they jump and they spin in the air,
In the air,
and they
yes.
land.
Yes, it
So
is.
that's the most difficult one.
Yes, but this type of jump is the takeoff is forward, so it's the only forward takeoff.
Okay.
We have 7 jumps. and
Oh, there are 7 jumps.
7 jumps. The
Okay.
6 other jumps, the takeoff is backwards, from
Oh,
toe-assisted
backwards.
jump and the
Yeah, it's easier.
edge-assisted jump. Yes.
So the forward is easier for you.
No.
The backwards,
the
they're
backwards
easier.
is
The
easier.
forward is harder.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I always thought it was the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Yes.
It's skating.
It is, yes. Mudawi, tell us, what is the hardest part of figure skating? And what about the moves that you wish you could learn?
The hardest part is actually just trying to get the move you're working on. So for me now, I'm working on my sit spin. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm working on my sit spin, and that's the hardest maneuvers for me now. But for every person, it's different.
Yeah. What's difficult for you, for example, maybe easy for other, and what's
Yeah.
Yes.
difficult for other, maybe easy for her.
Yes, yes, that's what I figured also.
That's, so you definitely watch the Olympics and
Yeah.
figure skating, Malawi.
Yeah.
So definitely you have a role model. Huh? Is there a name?
Maybe Yuzuru. I just really like his
Yuzuru
jumps.
Hanyu.
Yuzuru?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where's she from?
It's
Japan.
Japan. Oh.
yeah.
So it's not European.
No.
He's
Okay.
amazing.
Really?
Oh, it's a he, yeah.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
is.
So,
It's a
so the leaders in this competition would be from Asia, Southeast Asia.
This competition is from everywhere. We have
Everywhere.
competitors.
No, I mean usually the winners, the
Yeah,
champions,
usually
or it's a split between Europe and Asia.
Europe and America also.
Oh,
They have
America,
good skaters
okay.
in the U.S.
So, what's best age for starting teaching figure skating, coach?
To teach as early as you are legal to teach in your country, it's good to start as the earliest.
Like
To
what?
teach.
5, 4.
To learn,
Yeah.
you have the earliest is I have students as early as 3 years old. You know,
Three-
because
3
like what I
years old.
said,
Okay.
skating is very technical.
Okay.
So in ISU, which is the governing body of the Olympics, the skater at a certain age must be at a certain level. So if you don't qualify, you might not be able to compete in the Olympics even.
So there are rankings. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
For example, like for at this age bracket, you have to be in this specific level because
Okay.
there are levels. You need to
Okay.
pass it before you can compete.
Nice. And
That's interesting.
how about our champion, Malawi? She's in what
Mathawi is
level?
amazing.
Now, what level they rank her?
She is in a preliminary
Preliminary.
level
Okay.
for ISU, and she won gold against
okay.
many countries.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Great.
Yeah. Mudawi, tell us about the practice. Of course, it's hard to practice all the time, but you have to do it in order to become a champion. Tell us about the process also.
For us, practice is almost 2 to 3 times a week usually. They send a different schedule every month. Since we only have one ice rink in Kuwait, it's really hard to have a stable schedule.
Okay.
But thanks to Mr. Fahad Al-Ajmi and Mr. Salim Al-Ajmi and Kuwait Winter Games Club for affording this for us. It's really nice to skate. We skate almost, it's different every time, but it's around 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. And we also take some private classes with coaches.
Of course.
So it shows.
They also take us to ice camps in different countries, like in Turkey.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, I
send
know
us
they
there
go
to
sports
train.
camp, but isn't that enough? Let's face it. I mean, I know figure skating. They do a daily practice in other countries. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is like, it's not good enough, right?
It's not
You
enough.
need more.
It's
I
not.
mean.
Yeah, it's not enough. But that's what we have.
No, I know. I mean, I know Mr. Fahad Ajmi, definitely he's doing his best. You know, it's only one arena, and there is not much. But
And there is many sports other than figure skating.
there's plenty of sports. All the winter games definitely in that arena. But what my question, to master what you're doing, you need to practice daily, like
Yes.
6, let's say, times a week, not 3 times, right?
Yes. I
So
myself.
double what you do. Yet,
Yeah.
with this amount of practicing, she accomplished, what she
So
accomplished. Okay, that's
They are
amazing.
provided also morning practices from 6 a.m.
Oh,
until
6.
from the morning until 9. So all of them, whatever they learn in the group practices and private lessons, they can go to the ice early morning to practice.
Really?
So yes,
You do that, Malawi. At what time you wake up? At 5?
Yeah, we wake up around like 5:15 or 5:30, depends on how far your house is.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, and then you leave to the ice rink. You practice there for about 2 to 3 hours.
Okay, that's amazing. So, of course, we want to thank Mr. Al-Ajmi and everyone and all the organizers who have helped Mudawi, start her ice skating career. Mudawi, tell us, are you going to continue with this career?
I'm hoping yes. I really hope to continue with this career. I really like skating. It just gets all of the positive energy in me. It's a really beautiful and technical sport. I like it, and I hope I continue. If I can, I would, inshallah.
That's
Yes, of course.
great. We wish you all the best. But let's go back a little bit. First of all, I just want to congratulate Mr. Fahad Al-Ajmi for accepting Kuwait as a member of the ISU.
ISU.
ISU, the body of figure skating of Olympics, and that's really something amazing. And also for all this, Mr. Fahad Al-Ajmi doing, because he's the chairman or the president of the Winter Games Committee in Kuwait, our club. And tell us about what's the 5 rule of skating, figure skating.
We have 100 rules, and
Yeah.
different coaches have different rules.
Yeah.
As for me, if I would have 5 rules, the first one is the coach is always right.
Always right, absolutely.
Yes, the second one is perfect practice makes perfect.
Okay, so always has to be serious in the practice.
Yes, not just practice makes perfect. I tell them practice correctly. You only count, because I give them notebooks to practice. When I say do, let's say 50 axels in a day, they don't count the mistakes. They count the good landed ones.
Okay.
So they have to reach.
Okay.
Yeah. This
So
is
it's
how I teach.
positive training, if you want.
Yes.
Okay. that's
So
interesting.
basically, you tell them to count the good landing, forget the mistakes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the consistency, in that way they will get it.
Okay.
Let's say each set they have to do 10 axels and see how many they can land in 10
When you say
attempts.
axis, what do you mean?
This is a jump.
Okay,
Like
jump.
just a
okay.
sample of a
Yeah.
jump.
Okay.
So
So 10 jumps, for example.
10 jumps, for example.
Yeah.
And I would tell them how many they landed and how many they didn't. And each time they have to improve for the consistency.
Okay.
They have to be consistent so that when they do their dance one time, which they practice like a year or so, and they will only have to dance it one time in a competition to make sure they will land it.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be consistent.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's beautiful. So, speaking of the practice, you know, this is like also has a mental side of it. For
Yes.
example, okay, when Madawi practicing, she knows it's practice, but when the bell rings and it's a competition, it makes her, you know, heartbeat, you know, goes, you know,
I
goes
always-
crazy. So how would you, Madawi, in a way, or coach, yeah, how would you let her, you know, be confident and relax?
Yeah, this is the role of the coach.
Uh-huh.
I always tell them when we're practicing, imagine it's a competition.
Okay.
And during the competition, imagine it's a practice.
Okay,
just
I
to
see.
focus, you know,
Uh-huh.
just to concentrate. And before they go, before they enter the ice, before I send them on the ice, I would stand next to them, you know, telling them what they have to remember. You know, like, for example, don't forget your arms when you do this, when you check, L position, things like that.
Okay,
You
so,
know, so
you
I
see,
would be there.
mental issues, I mean, mental sides always in any game, it's exactly. I remember in football, you know, the first game, you know, one of my friends said, Fareed, you have to play. Imagine you're playing in a neighborhood. Forget the club and the league. And so, yeah, that's to overcome, you know, the
To enjoy it,
nervousness.
actually,
Yeah,
also,
yeah,
yes.
to enjoy it, exactly.
Yes. And I would tell them, skate your heart out.
That's
and
amazing.
I would tell them, you know, I would tell them, winning is not everything, okay? And then I'd say, it is the
So
only
releasing
thing.
the pressure.
It is the only thing. And then they would be like, oh my God. And then I just laugh at them. You know?
No,
So
in my
I
recent
joke.
competition, I
Yeah.
wasn't
I should
even.
joke.
I was fine. I wasn't.
You were
so
okay?
nervous. Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing.
That's
That's
good.
a very
She's
good
very
So you
start.
don't feel
Yeah.
nervous when it
In
comes?
my first competition, I was nervous.
Yeah?
I had a different mental state. But in my second competition, I was
Became
like, yeah, I was.
acceptable
Why would
and-
I be nervous? I practiced this whole time, every day for 3 hours in Ramadan.
Of course.
Why would I ruin it with my
Exactly.
nerves?
That's
Exactly.
amazing. And for a 16-year-old to think like that,
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
applaud
yeah.
you, Madawi. That's amazing.
Yani-
We're very proud of you.
Thank you.
And of course, Coach Leah, you must be proud of
I
Madawi.
am very
yeah.
proud of
We
her
are.
and everyone.
Honestly, we are. As a parent also, I'm really proud. You know, I like, you know, to see all the youngsters, you know, in her age having this self-confidence, because
Of course.
it's really great, and you know, it makes her in the future a greater person. That's
Yes,
definitely.
that's amazing. Now, unfortunately, Fareed, we have come to the end of this interview. It was lovely to have talked to you, and thank you very much, Coach Leah and Madawi, for all the information and the details you have provided.
Thank you.
Yes, Fareed, what do you think of Madawi?
Absolutely, Madawi is amazing, and we wish you, Madawi, the best. Please try always, you know, maintain your studies and your hobby at, you know, sport. Definitely, this is Coach Leah definitely advising you, and even your parents. And we wish your parents the best, because you know they really brought somebody as a role model for, you know, her age.
Yes.
Any last message, Coach Leah?
I would like to thank the Kuwait Winter Games Club for giving me a chance to teach the national team. I'm very happy. They give everything. They provide everything. And please continue praying for the team to have more successes in the future. And if you want to learn skating, just come.
Amazing.
Thank you. And Madawi, any last words?
I would like to thank all of the staff in the Winter Games Club, Mr. Faid Al-Ajmi and Mr. Salim Al-Ajmi, for all of their efforts. Also, I would like to thank all of my skating mates. They're doing amazing. They're all are very good at skating, and they're all are very hard workers. And I would like to thank Coach Leah and Coach Celine for all of their hard work. They're amazing coaches, and we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be doing all of this without them. And anyone who would like to join figure skating, it's a very beautiful sport. It's very technical, very feminine.
Yes.
Nice.
Anyone can join it, honestly. So, yeah.
Okay,
Anyway,
thank you very much.
definitely we wish you the best, Madawi, and your coach, and a great thanks also to the authorities in Winter Club Games, Mr. Fahd Al Hajmi. Definitely, we wish to see you on stages for big Olympics, inshallah.
She will
Yes.
come back when she competed in the Olympics.
Inshallah.
right?
Yes,
Inshallah as well.
thank you very much. Dear viewers, we would like to thank Madawi Al-Hamdan and the coach Leah Felipe. And now to move with another segment, the World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought is a United Nations observance celebrated each year on June 17th. Its purpose is to raise awareness of the presence of desertification and drought, highlighting methods of preventing desertification and recovering from drought.
Definitely, and in the occasion of the World Day of Combat Desertification and Drought 2022, UN Habitat Kuwait and GCC office had held an event with the Shamia Ladies aims at shedding light on the problem and counterizing community awareness about ways to combat desertification. Also, the event will include a small environmental activity for kids for those who attend to bring their children. Please note it is a symbolic event to which media will come. Let's go and take a look at this report.
Hello, good morning everyone. Today I am at the Shamia Reserve and we are celebrating the Desertification and Drought Day. Drought are among the greatest threats against sustainable development, especially in undeveloped countries and also developing countries. Today I will have the chance to meet some special guests. Stay tuned.
When we go to the mall or to the supermarket, that people give us a lot of plastic bag. In my country, you have to buy the plastic bag, and when you go to the mall and to the supermarket, even to the small store, you have to bring your own bag with the the recycled bag. Here, I haven't seen yet, so I think we have to suggest the Kuwaiti people, the Kuwaiti who stay here, to more concerned about the environment here in Kuwait, to reduce the heat, because 1 degree up make us suffer. First, as I said, that do not use the non-recycled things. You have to start to campaigning to the young generation to to use the recycled goods and things in order to make the weather not change because of the habits of the people that not consciousness about the environment is very important. We talked to Dr. Amira and we talked to people here and start to thinking about making the program to young generation, to pass the generation about the important to keep the environment. So the heat, the dust storm, and the other climate change, it's because of us, not because of the nature.
on the occasion of the World International Day of Combating Desertification and Drought. We are gathering here in the Shamia Youth Center Reserve to shed light on the community activities and raising awareness on what we can do in summer time, because people think that in summertime we cannot do anything, but in fact you can plant seeds and grow small tree saplings and plants and prepare them in the 3 months to the coming autumn time, where you can, the climate and the heat is lower and it's more acceptable to plant tree saplings in the outer doors. As part of the agreement that is signed between UN Habitat and the Kuwait Fund for Arabic Economic Development, KFAD, we have been rehabilitating the land inside Iraq. We started this mega project, phase 1, because it will lower the percentage by 30% by the end of 4 years, starting from this year. We want to monitor, so this agreement and the MOU signed with the aviation aims at monitoring through satellite imaging the effect of treating the source hotspots in Iraq on Kuwait and all the Gulf countries.
The number and the duration for droughts have increased by 29% since the year 2000. And according to the UNICEF, 2.3 billion people are facing water shortages. Rising up against drought is the theme for today's gathering.
Farouk Abdelaziz, film critic and documentarian. The Cine Club film show, spread over a 16-year span, has left an indelible mark on the level of film awareness, not only in Kuwait, but the Gulf states. It helped paving, along with the Kuwait Cine Club film culture activities, an untrodden path for many, a film buff in the region. Moving forward with an illustrated slate of filmmaking, my documentary production over the last 40 years, running from co-productions with BBC and NHK, along with commissioned productions covering a wide range of interests, has been and still is bringing the best of my entire film experience.
Welcome back, dear viewers. The Cine Club film show, spread over a 16-year span, has left an indelible mark on the level of film awareness, not only in Kuwait, but the Gulf states. It helped paving along the Kuwait Cine Club film culture activities, an untrodden path for many a film stuff in the region.
Indeed, Fatma, our guest is well-known TV presenter, interviewer, writer, producer, and director in the Arab world and abroad. And, you know, when he was in his prime time, we were really young, you know, in the even elementary school maybe. And he really, you know, he's a history, you know, by himself alone. And definitely he had these journeys, you know, with Amar al-Mukhtar movie and Risala, and with San'usi definitely, and Al-Aqad. These big names, you know, in the film industry. Let's all, with great honor, welcome Mr. Farouk Abdulaziz, a film critic and documentarian. Thank you very much to honor us, Mr. Farouk, and definitely it's an honor for me personally and for all the staff here to be with us in Good Morning Kuwait.
Thank you so much for you and for Kuwait television program too. This was my home for
absolutely,
16 years.
You are the master, definitely.
Thank
here
you so much.
Mr. Farouk. Definitely, I don't know how to start, but you have done it all: director, producer, writer, and much more, Mr. Farouk. What is your opinion about the development that has been taken in the most those fields today? You know,
yes, yes.
When we talk about your days back then and nowadays.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the developments are immense.
Okay.
In quantity and in quality.
Quality, yeah.
Immense, and of course we
Huge.
cannot prescribe each and every development. But I can say this: first of all, the basics of filmmaking are still the same.
The same.
1 century ago, same thing. It's the same. So there is no development about it because it's related to talents. It's related to the basics of industry. When I write a script, I have to follow the rules of writing a good script. I know what a good script is. If I produce, so there is a study of production all over, academic study. So this is fixed. It has been there all the time.
Exactly.
But of course, I mean, developed in a sense of manipulating the new technologies, manipulating the new developments in the industry. This is the development, but not on the basics. The basics are the same: directing, writing, producing. This is the same. Acting, same.
Yes.
All the actually the schools of acting are all as ancient as 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 125 years ago. Schools of acting are the same.
The same.
So the development is mainly
technology,
and the technology mainly is driven by the technology. Of course, there are shortcomings in sense of the easiness that we find today in making movies based on special effects and all these blockbusters.
Becomes like a business more than quality.
That's yes. That's one concern that I mean, for me and for of course a lot of people of serious film critics, it's one big concern. What are the movies now? Where are the films of the old? When we just sit there and watch a movie and get impressed by what we watch and all that.
Godfather and
yes, that's
Al
right.
Pacino,
that's right.
Robert De Niro and these guys.
Yeah. Godfather, for instance. You see, so the problem is that these new developments, especially in technology, computing and all stuff, computer graphics and hardware, software, internet and all that sort of thing, they took over I would say the last 15 years have been taken over by like Marvel Studios, the DC comics and all that thing, and they manipulate all these developments, technical and technological developments, and manipulate them to their benefit, which is hugely beneficial in terms of money.
Yes,
they are earning billions and billions of dollars.
Yes.
Now in the indies or the independent film producers are suffering immensely because, for instance, take the United States. They produce like 450 films a year.
Okay.
We only the biggest studio films, we are talking about 10, 15.
Right.
The rest are in indies, independents.
Yes.
And the independents, they suffer because the distribution net is
Not
more or
that
less.
big,
the distribution net is more or less. Even a film like the Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
The Hurt Locker, it won 5 Oscars, yet.
But nobody.
On stage, receiving the Oscar, the producer said, pleading, please, distributors, take our film.
Yeah.
Just won the Oscars.
So imagine,
and
he won the Oscar.
This is the situation.
So that's where business comes, over quality.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And on top of that, if we go to Bollywood, then we'll see that problem there. It's like triples or quadruple than
Yes.
what's in
Right.
in Hollywood.
Right.
So it's not a matter of script writing or if your movie is good or the quality of the acting is good. It's how you produce it to the audience or the viewers. That's that's what makes the movie nowadays, right?
That's
so
right.
does this have to do with IT, as you have mentioned, Mr. Farouk? Do you think this impact of technology is for the better or for the worse?
That's a very good question. Well, actually, let me tell you this. I was planning to produce a feature film based on an Egyptian story that's set in a European country.
Okay.
So that's why. So I visited a lot of film boards in order to get money from. I get money from
Sponsors
France. From the film boards. The film boards give you money if you shoot more than 50% in the country. They give you money for
really?
that. Yeah, they
Okay.
call it tax rebate system. It's kind of a complicated financially, but at the end you get the money. You get part of the budget. Well, our budget was $3 million. So, and Omar Sharif was in, and I started marketing the film and the idea. What happened is that the most important thing is that we were thinking of how to tackle this point from distribution point of view. So you need to give some name there in order to get noticed.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, so the IT, the information technology revolution. It's a revolution, of course.
It is.
And we could have used it in many ways because we were producing shots from Palestinian massacre that happened in Beirut, Sabra and Shatila. And of course, if I don't have the money to do it live, I can do it computer-wise.
By IT.
By IT.
Exactly.
So the developments are there for us. And we got, when we broke down the budget, this part you can cut because it would be expensive. Let's do it over there. And it's easy. It could be easily done. I'm talking now about 15, 20 years ago. So the thing is, the IT, software, hardware, internet, it helps production now.
Exactly.
Production has become a little bit, not a little bit, extremely accessible.
Okay.
For so many people, even the low budgeters, now they can use these technologies easily. I tell you one thing. I mean, there's two Kuwaiti girls who came to me and they said, do you have time to watch our film? I said, okay. I was lecturing somewhere.
Nice. So they want the feedback.
Yeah, that's right. So after the lecture, we sat together and I watched the film on the phone.
On the phone?
On the phone. And they shot it on phone.
They shot them
in Djibouti.
Okay.
They traveled to Djibouti, and it's exquisite. I couldn't believe that this is a film.
And
really,
it's by the phone, by the mobile.
By two amateur girls.
Okay.
Two amateur girls. I mean, they're school children, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
And they moved with their family or with whoever, and to Djibouti. They said we want to go to a poor area.
Okay.
And then they used the audio of Kuwaitis suffering from, we are fed up with chicken. Can we find something else? Use that audio with that. And they saw the very simple people there, very poor, and they are inviting them for a bowl of rice. Wow. That's all what they have. And they insist, and they're smiling. So a very powerful message.
Exactly.
It is.
Very powerful message. And it's done by iPhone. The phone. It's all the phone. So the thing is, this is how technology can help you.
Of course.
If you have a creative idea, there is no barrier at all. You don't need big budgets. You need to go to big studios. You can create it yourself.
It's a great tool.
This is
a great tool.
This is a great tool. That's right.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's really amazing.
Yes.
And there is a really, Mr. Farouk pinpointed really an issue. And this is how we take things for granted here.
Yeah, that's
Kuwait.
Right. That's right.
And unfortunately, these things, you're taking for granted. It's like the impossible for others in other continents.
Of course,
yeah, that's right.
And we have to appreciate it.
This is human in all welfare states.
Absolutely.
This is human.
But
this is us.
Thanks for bringing that, Mr. You always enrich us.
Oh, thank you so much.
Not only in the film industry, and in our manners.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate
you had this. I remember this. This is your charisma. This is your presence. I remember this during the 80s and
yes.
during there was only two channels, Kuwait TV Channel 1 and Kuwait TV Channel 2 in the most of the Gulf area.
Yes.
Anyway, unfortunately, you know, Mr. Farouk, we want to really continue, and it's honestly we didn't believe that, you know, at the beginning that you're coming, but unfortunately, was, you know, we are tight with the time.
Oh,
yeah. Any last message for our viewers? Anything you would like? What's inside Farouk Abdelaziz's heart? Please put it out.
thank you. Well, actually, I'm after a long journey in film business, writing, directing, and all that. And to my truly happiness, I shiver sometimes when I see young boys or girls.
Yeah.
I meet them anywhere in Kuwait.
Yeah.
And they just recognize me and they come to show me their films.
Wow.
I mean, there's ديوانية called ديوانية المخرجين. I'm a director's ديوانية, and they invite me and they say, we show you first. Or some of them, the young filmmakers, they sent me their films via email, or we transfer and I watch it and comment on it. This is, I'm indebted to this contribution that I made to the film culture in Kuwait and in the Gulf area, because also I was sent by the Minister of Foreign Affairs to attend the opening of the at Abu Dhabi, the opening of the film
festival
center or something like that, and then I introduced the film for the first time, a Russian film, to them, and then I was introduced to, again by the ministry, also to Dubai and to Bahrain. So we just went all over spreading the film culture and forming film clubs and all that.
We are in a debt for you. We are in really, you made us love a movie industry. You made us really to learn how to see and watch movies. Thank you very much.
Yes, great influence.
I appreciate
thank you very much, Mr. Farouk Abdelaziz. And I was enjoying this interview. We would love to see you again, of course.
Definitely.
Yeah, inshallah, at some point.
Inshallah.
Anyway, we'll have a break, and after that, we'll be back with more segments. Thank you. Welcome back, dear viewers. Sado Craft Society has signed a memorandum of understanding and cultural and heritage cooperation with the Archaeological and Folklore Studies Unit in the College of Social Sciences, Kuwait University. Aims to encourage cooperation and continuous support in the academic and training field to preserve the textile heritage and the Sado craft. Fatma?
Yes, indeed. The agreement was signed with the representative of the Sado Society, Sheikh Habibi Daid Jaber Al-Ali Al-Sabah, President of the Sado Craft Society, and Dr. Maha Sajari, Acting Dean of the College of Social Sciences. To know more, let us welcome Mr. Hassan Ashkenani, the Director of Archaeology and Folklore Studies Unit at College of Social Sciences. Hello, Mr. Hassan, Dr. Hassan, I'm sorry.
Yes, hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Dr. Hassan. It's a pleasure to have you, and it's our honor to have you here in Good Morning Kuwait on the other side of the phone call.
Thank you so much. It is our honor to, and thank you all to represent and focus on this event that occurred the last day, the agreement between Kuwait University and Sado House or Style House, which enhances the scientific perspective and studying one of the traditional crafts in Kuwait and the Gulf as well as worldwide, the Sado. Actually, to just live audience and the people know about anthropology is the science of studying culture. So we are studying religion, folklore, habits, custom, type of food,
The people.
type of people, human evolution in the modern societies and the ancient societies since the appearance of the human beings 2 million, 0.4 thousand years ago. So
Amazing.
one of our very specific study of area is cultural anthropology, that is studying the modern societies and their habits, their cultures, and also the traditional side of this society. So we're studying the ancient dialect, the different languages, the variation within
Exactly.
the modern societies and cultures. But now we have this society of the Sadu House, which is very pioneering institution in Kuwait, founded in 1980s, that focused only on the Sadu. And it was founded by the Sheikh Altaf Salim Al-Ati and now her daughter Sheikh Habibi Al-Sabah, directing this center. And they try to promote the Sadu culture in the Gulf and over the worldwide, and they succeed to inscribe the Sadu into the UNESCO World Heritage list for intangible culture. So we are so proud to represent our service, our scientific side, to let our students also at the College of Social Sciences to work with them and also to get benefit from the both sides. As we just founded the archaeology and folklore studies unit at the Kuwait University, we are trying to also link between archaeology and folklore, as we have a good evidence from North Kuwait Subbiya site, archaeological site dated to 5000 BC, which is 7,000 years old. And these remains of pottery and jars dated to late Stone Ages witnesses some type of textile used to make the decoration on the top of the ceramic. So we have a good materials with good data in Kuwait and the Gulf.
That's amazing.
Yes, how to use the Sadu in the economy, sustainability, promoting creativity, designing things. So we are so pleased to have this agreement.
We are very proud of that. Thank you very much, Dr. Hassan Ashkanani, Director of Archaeology and Folklore Studies Unit at College of Social Sciences. Thank you very much for this information and the details. Unfortunately, dear viewers, we have come to the end of this episode, and we would love to see you on another episode. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Definitely Dr. Hassan Ashkanani, well known in archaeology and, you know, always searching for the old things. Anyway, we reached the end. It was really an amazing episode. We had the great film critic, Mr. Farouk Abdelaziz, and also we had a youngster champion. Also, we had a phone call with the archaeologist, Dr. Hassan Ashkanani. Please, until next episode, we wish you to be safe and have a good day.